say it. Hello, I'm Elkie and this is Rambo. We're photographers from Australia and New Zealand. There was a bird that just spoke over me.
How rude. So Surflakes reached out to us and said they were having a little private session at their test facility in Yeppoon. They try to be like super mysterious about who it was for, saying, you know, it's for a guy from Byron Bay. You might have seen him in some Hollywood movies. I'm not big on the Hollywood movies, but
I knew who it was immediately.
Someone was pretty excited and said, yes, we're going for sure.
So it's a 9-hour drive from the Gold Coast to Yeppoon. But we've got the van, so it was a good road trip, and we stopped off at Noosa and had a really good surf. Then we stayed at a really cool homestay and they had camels and they were super friendly. And then we made our way to Surf Lakes. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere through like a bunch of dirt roads, and eventually you kind of pop out to this amazing lake in the middle of nowhere with this huge rusty plunger thing.
Sick.
We got an epic little spot where our van opened up with a view through the van overlooking the surf lakes.
Right next to Occy. And then he pulls up and he's like, hey mate, you got any wax? And I was like, oh yeah. And he goes, oh, it's got to be red quick humps. And it just so happened that we had some red quick humps. So that was
quick humps.
Quick humps. That's what the wax is called, 6 wax quick humps. And then it was like that meme, he pulled out a brand new board, waxed the whole thing, and then there was just a tiny little nub left. I was thinking about putting on eBay, Ocky's wax nub.
Meanwhile, I had a fucking board that wasn't waxed, and then
why wasn't it waxed?
Because it had a ding repair.
What was the ding repair from?
I can't remember. Having a meltdown at Lennox Boulders, probably,
yes,
throwing my board in the rocks.
That's the one.
So we got there a bit earlier than everyone else on the day, and this chopper arrives, and who else but Chris Hemsworth.
He didn't actually come on the chopper.
No, he didn't. But we were going to edit it to make it look like that. But
we thought he was going to be, we saw the chopper and we was like, oh yeah, here he is.
He did come on a private jet, I'm pretty sure, with his kids and his entourage of staff and close mates. Personal trainer came along too. Got a few workouts in there.
Elkie was keeping an eye out for Chris with his suit off, getting into his wetsuit.
I didn't see it though. I don't know when it happened, but he magically just appeared in a wetsuit and I was like, where was the transition?
He was actually wearing 2 wetsuits, by the way.
Yeah, he was. I mean, it wasn't that cold, but we've been living in New Zealand for a while. I reckon that's his secret, he's trying to make himself look big. They were pretty keen for me to shoot water of Chris on the first few nice blue sort of waves. So I had to wear this dorky football helmet for safety, and Elkie was on the land shooting a bit of video and stills at the same time. And then, the first waves came through from the plunger and Chris and Occy split the peak. Yeah, Chris is a big human and he's like 6'4", but yeah, he was managing to squeeze himself in those barrels. And he's a really good surfer. Yeah, I was really impressed. So the wave they were surfing is called Ocky's Peak, and you can see Ocky's pretty at home there. He is surfing super spicy. Like, he's 56 years old, but he is absolutely tearing. Just all day, non-stop, just perfect wave after perfect wave, and we would try and sort of chill for a bit and hang out, but there's this little alarm that goes off before the set comes in, and every time I hear you can't not look. Yeah, every time that alarm goes off, Rambo, like, it's like something actually bad's happening. He's like, fuck, and he like runs off to some camera he's got set up like 200 meters down the grass, and he's in a panic. I'm like, fuck, what's happened? He's just almost missing the set. Really. Another set. So it's, oh my god, there's a little poodle out there. Easily distracted. The waves kind of finish up around sunset time, and everyone kind of gathers around a little fire and has something to eat. And we kind of thought it was going to be like a massive piss up. It's getting all G'd up for a big night.
We rock like this.
Everyone kind of went to bed at about 8:30, especially Occy. I think Occy was in bed by 7. So the next day was like super sunny and water was like nice and blue again, and I was excited I was going to be able to get Occy and Chris splitting the peak perfectly, but Chris actually spent the morning pushing his groms into waves, which was some pretty rad dad time. Yeah, props his grom got his first barrel, which was epic. Oh, it was sick.
He was so frothed out, and he was
stoked.
hoping photographer lady got his pit.
Photographer lady, did you get my pit? Yes, I got your pit.
Sick pit, I think, is the term. So since Occy's an ambassador for the Surf Lakes, he's been there like 20 or 30 times, but he's so frothed out that he just wants to surf all day. It's crazy. Anytime that wave's going, he wants to be sitting on that left-hander, and he's surfing so good.
Fold up and find ourselves in isolated time. Have heart. Have heart. Have heart. Keep up beat. Keep up beat. Keep up beat and trip the light. Trip the light.
So towards the end of the day, Chris sort of ditched his kids and paddled over to get a couple more waves on the right-hander. He loved the right-hander, which was good because Occy loves the left-hander. So those guys were splitting the peak or larvae. Yeah, Chris got a couple more good barrels. So Chris was ripping, he was getting heaps of good barrels, but then Thor Occhilupo decided to paddle out and show him his most famous manoeuvre. Didn't really go too well because the Thor costume was so heavy they could barely catch the wave, but made for some good comic relief. So it was amazing we got to surf ourselves as well, and it's a crazy feeling. You're sitting right next to that plunger, and then you hear this like doo-doo, 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 and then this massive hiss of steam goes out, the plunger goes down, and then just this little bit of water starts pushing you towards you, and you just got to turn around and paddle. It looks like a 1 foot wave, right?
Yeah.
And then as you're paddling, it sort of jacks up to like a head height sort of wave, and then when you catch it, it feels pretty similar to like an ocean wave. It kind of has like a trough in it. I think a lot of wave pools just kind of have a wave or flat water, but this has like a trough like an ocean wave. It's a Surf Lakes test facility in its current form won't be open to the public as it is. So it's really just a prototype. So what they did is Aaron, who invented the Surf Lakes, he started off making little ripples in his bathtub for real, and then he moved to a pool, and then he made a 1/5 scale prototype, and then this is the full-size prototype. So it's really just to prove that the technology works. So they were trying out like a bunch of different things. It's super Mad Maxy looking.
The water starts off blue and then ends up brown after a few sets, but in the new commercial facility that won't be the case. It'll be all blue and clear.
So from a photographer's perspective, it's a super overwhelming place to shoot because there's so many angles you can have. Like you walk anywhere on the lake and the backdrops are crazy. There's all that Mad Max machinery and steam going everywhere, and then the actual natural backdrops are super pretty as well. There's like these volcanic plugs, like this big sort of little mountain thingy. You can shoot in the water. It's really easy to swim there, or you can just sit on the pontoon if you're feeling lazy, shoot from there too. It is real cool. They have a marshal that sits there and they tell you, oh yeah, okay, your first right hand is Rambo's, the second one's Alki, so you know exactly when, you know, which is your wave.
So all up, it was a really cool experience. I'm stoked that we got to go there in its current form because it will become like a more polished commercial facility in the future.
So yeah, they've got plans to rip that whole pool out and put a commercial version in Yeppoon. I think, is it 2023? I think they were trying to do that. And then they're speaking to people all around the world. I think they've got some contracts signed, and I think Vegas they're looking at one. And they were listing them all off, but I wasn't really listening to the spots. I was just saying, say New Zealand, and never said New Zealand.
Yeah.
So I think the Surf Lakes is my favourite place I've ever shot photos, which is crazy because it's not even the ocean. It's pretty much unlimited the amount of like compositions and stuff you can come up with.
Your
tuning into our Yeppoon vlog. Like and subscribe if you'd like us to make another one. And we'll see you guys next time. Okay, now we need to start again.